crafters, it's Julie Creek from Creek Bank Creations. I'm here today in the studio in Perrysville, Indiana, and we're going to make a card called Sending You Sunshine. This card uses our Cloud Edge die. We're going to do some stencil work. There's an acetate overlay in there. It's got a little bit of magic. Hang on, the camera's going down and we're gonna get creative. This is a fun card to make because we're really just starting out with a plain white A2 background. I'm gonna teach you how to put that acetate overlay in there, and this card opens up to a really pop of color on the inside. So we are going to learn how to do this fun card. Now, the first thing I did was take my A2 card and stamped my sentiment on the inside. I used the Sunshine Sentiment stamp set, which has a bunch of really great little sayings that you can use. These are actually sized to fit on the clouds on our weather die set, but today we're using it in a different way. I stamped Sending You and centered that on the front of my card. So I masked off the rest of it and I only stamped Sending You. Now, what we want to do is provide that nice cloud edge along the top of our card. So we are going to take that card and we're going to put it in our paper trimmer, and we are going to trim off at 6 inches. So I want you to put it in your paper trimmer, and we have the outside edge of our card on 6 inches, and we're going to cut right there. Okay, so that just created that top edge for our cloud die. And you have that other piece there. So we are going to take our card and lay that flat, take that piece that you cut off, and I am going to put it about 1/16 of an inch away from that folded edge. And I am going to take a piece of stencil tape and tape that down. One little piece of tape. Tape that down. Okay, and then we're going to turn the card over, and what you'll see is the piece that you taped on is longer than the actual card. So we want to take our cloud die edges, and this is a 3 die set, and when it die cuts, it cuts on both sides. 1 die line, 2 stitch lines. So you can choose these, which one you want to use. And we are going to place that right along the top edge of that card. So this is the edge that we cut at 6 inches. We're going to tape that in place with 2 pieces of tape because we just want to make sure that it's not shifting when we run it through the die cut machine. Now I'm cutting today with the Sizzix Vagabond 2, and this is a machine that we do have on our website. If you need a great die cut machine, we'd be happy to hook you up that way. So we have our piece cut. I'm going to take Undo, and Undo is a liquid that will not damage our cards or surfaces, and it will suspend adhesion. So if we have something stuck down and we need to remove it, if we put Undo on it, we can literally pull it off, and we do not have to worry about our paper being torn on our card. Now we just made that top edge of our card, and we have 2 pieces. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So there's our 2 pieces that we cut, and we're going to talk about that top edge. So what we need is that bottom edge, right? We have that card and it's got that nice cloud edge at the bottom. So you want to get 2 pieces of cardstock, and you want to cut those to 5.5 by 1.75. Stack them up. When you cut them, you want to be sure to cut them identical. Be really precise in your cutting, and stack them up so that they're perfectly stacked up, and you choose your die again, and we're going to tape that in place and die cut. This will give us the bottom edge, and we want to make sure that when we put them in the die cut machine that they lay them exactly, and we're cutting both at the same time. The reason we're cutting these both at the same time is we need to have that sandwiched in there perfectly so that we can sandwich the acetate in between those two pieces. Let's use our undo to pull that off. And now we have cut our bottom edge of our card. We're gonna set that aside, pull that off. We'll set that aside. We're gonna come back to that. Okay, so we had that inside of our card, and when we have our finished card, we have our nice sun shape on the outside, and then we have that pop of color on the inside. So let's work on that part of the card. We're gonna take our undo and get rid of that little piece of tape right there. Pull that piece off. And we're gonna set that aside. We're going to need it in a minute. So I'm gonna take a piece of my super tacky tape, and we sell this in 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. It is a bundle special on our website. 2 1/2 inch and 2 1/4 inch for is it $13.99? $13. So how am I centered there? Do I look good there? Am I okay there? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have adhered my card base down with my super tacky tape because I do not want it wiggling. What we're going to do is use the sun rising stencil to ink the inside of that. Now, I am a wild child with the ink, so we are going to put tape up there so that I don't end up taping that or inking it, because I can be wild with the ink. Now, we know that when the card is open, the sun's gonna be over here, so we want that circle to be right up in that area right there. So I'm gonna crank that off at a little bit of an angle just for fun. And then we will take our purple tape and tape that, because I do not want any ink in the white part of my card. And I tend to be a wild child with the ink and brush. So we'll be on the safe side and tape everything down. Anytime there's white exposed, I'm gonna add tape. We're going to add some yellow ink, and we will use the Creek Bank Creations J brush. Now, this is a stencil brush that I invented. The top comes off. When you go to put the top back on, you want to pull that lid up so you can put the top on. So we can use it like this, which is nice and tight and gives us really concentrated color, or we can pull it back loose. And tonight, or today, we're gonna pull it back, and I hold that with my finger so the band doesn't fall down. So we're gonna pick up some ink, and we are using the Catherine Pooler dye-based ink. Whenever I start up here on my tape, and then I want for this card to radiate color out from the center. So I'm working my way from the center out and all the way around. Now, when I'm inking this, I want to make sure that I am not getting my brush down here next to this line. We don't want a line. We just want that sun ray panel. So we're going to pull this up and then adjust. And wherever I have white, I'm going to slide. Now, when I go to move it and adjust, I want to line up that center circle every time so that I have the circle perfect. We're going to tape off wherever there is white so we don't go transferring ink back in. Let's pick up more yellow. We're starting at the top and we're just radiating color, and we don't want that to happen. If your stencil slides, readjust. In this case, we're doing a multi-layer effect. Let's push down better. There we go. So if it slides, that's not the end of the world for this particular design, but it just means I didn't have it taped down well enough. Go back in over here. And we're going to keep adjusting and moving this around so that we can get those sun rays to radiate. So move it around so you have some more white showing. Tape it down. Move it around, tape it down. Okay, now I'm gonna make sure I got that taped well. I have a little piece of white showing over here. Pick up some more ink and we're going. So what's nice is if you use varying pressure when you do this, you're gonna have this really cool multi-layer effect. I think that was my third time. I like to do 4. Let's see. Oh, that looks awesome. We're gonna leave it there. It looks awesome. Love it. Okay, so we have our stencil. We're done with our stencil. We are going to take our stencil and clean that with our Wonder Wipe. This is our Creek Bank Creations Wonder Wipe. This is what we use to clean off our stamps and stencils. Love it. Does not leave any residue on our products, and when it dries, it is still soft, so it doesn't turn into this hard, weird charcoal briquette thing. It's soft and pliable. So I have 2 in my set of Wonder Wipes, one for wet work and one for dry work. So sometimes when you're doing work, you want to watercolor and you need a dry wipe, or you want to clean off a stencil with a dry wipe. We provide both in our set. Okay, we've got our nice sunray panel there. Now what I like to do, we have a lot of white going there. So I want to go back in and just really lightly with my brush, just run that around the circle. And what we want to do is just kind of fade that in a little bit so we don't have so much white showing, and work our way around. And every time I re-ink and come back, I'm starting up here on the tape and working my way around, because I do not want a blob of ink from the brush. So I'm going to also come in from the outside, and I'm swiping up in the direction of those sun rays. Just adds a little pop to the inside of the card. We have finished the inside of our card. So we are going to take our tape off. Now when I put that tape down earlier, I pushed down really hard. So I'm going to use the undo for lift, because I don't want it tearing up my card. Now, we do not ship undo because it is flammable. I have a link on our website called Amazon Links. If you click on that, you will find a link to Amazon, and you can purchase the undo on Amazon. And when you click on the link and go through our site, Tom and I get a small spiff on that, so we appreciate that. Now, in the beginning, we taped that card down with that super tacky tape so it wouldn't move. And I'm going to take my undo and just set it right on there. And you can see I can literally put that right on top of the ink. I can pull off my card, and then I can remove this little piece of tape from the surface. And now I have my card. That's good to go. Now, we have this, and remember we had that other piece that goes in the top, and then we had the 2 pieces for the bottom. So what we're going to do, find your 2 pieces that go in the bottom. We're going to take those apart, and you want to get a piece of really thin acetate. And this is another product that you can find on our website under the Amazon links. It's actually right on overhead projection film. But if you purchase from the link, you'll get the brand that I actually use. So we're going to take our Art Institute liquid glue, and we're going to run that all along. I'm going to flip this piece over, all along that edge. So I'm going to run my glue right along that edge, and there is a stitch line on the top of this cloud, which kind of works out well. You can just kind of run your glue right along there. Okay, put your glue on there. Okay. And we're going to do the other one. And, well, let's do this. We're going to set that down. We're going to take our sheet of acetate, and we're going to lay that sheet of acetate right on top of our cloud. Lay it down. Now, this is going right on top so that we have the exact same pattern. So you want to figure out which side needs to have adhesive on it, and then we're going to add adhesive. So I like the Art Institute glue for this application because you can control it really well. So we're using that. We do have it on our website. And when you put your lid on your bottle, we have a little product. I'm going to line this up. And because we cut those at the same time, we have that nice perfect edge. And now we just created that lower panel for our card. Now we do have the bottle bobble, and these come in a bunch of different colors. So you tell us what color family you like, and we'll try to ship you one that you like. They are handmade, and so everyone is different. They're unique. And that's a stainless steel head pin, whoops, and that goes right inside your bottle, okay? So it helps if you don't bend it. So, okay, so that's our bottom panel of our card. Then we are going to take our bottom panel and set that inside our card. And I want to line up the bottom edge, okay? And I am going to add adhesive. So we've added our piece of acetate, and you will notice this edge around the top is not straight, but it doesn't matter because we are going to cover it up with that piece that we cut earlier. So we are going to make sure we have the right side available and add some Art Institute glue right along the top edge. Right down there. So these, the Cloud Edge die is on our website, and you can find that there with the Sunshine Sentiment stamp. We're going to shut our card, and now we have created that great see-through panel, Sending You. Now we are offering for the next month a bundle special called Weather, and the bundle special has the Cloud Edge die, the rainbow die, the weather pieces, and the sun actually comes out of that set, and the Sunshine Sentiment. So Sunshine Sentiment has actually 2 dies in it, so you can cut one as a matte and the other one as your focus for your word. And I have cut these with my super tacky tape on the back. So we actually sell that super tacky tape in a 3-inch roll or a 6-inch roll. It's a big boy. And you unroll that, you put your paper in it, and you die cut, and now your die cut is a sticker. So we are going to center that on there where we want it. And then we're going to go back in with our second piece that we cut and drop those in. And this is just a little bitty script word. Got a little piece sticking in there. Get him out. So you can center that right on top and layer that right where you want it. I do have a little piece right there. So that pick tool, this is the Sizzix pick tool that I'm using. Really handy. You can find it on our website. Now, when we die cut, sometimes what you'll find is you have these little, I call them hairs. They're actually paper fibers on your projects, and they annoy me. So I have a cure for that, and we're going to use our Embelly Jelly. I'm going to drop the dot in. Drop the dot for the sunshine. This is Embelly Jelly. It comes with a stick, and it's actually made so you could use it to pick up beads and other small things. But I use it on my dies whenever I have a die cut and I have those little paper fibers hanging around. That little piece of Embelly Jelly, I don't know if you can see that close up, we'll pick those paper fibers up for you. And then it actually comes in this little case. I just put it back in here and reuse it over and over. That's called Embelly Jelly, okay, on our website. Now, that's looking good. Let's add our sunshine. Now, when I designed the sunshine, this is from the Weather die set. These are designed so that you can actually inlay them into each other. So you have an innie and an outie, and if you wanted to, you could take the two and you can inlay one set into the other. I'd have to mess around to line it all up, but that's cool. But that's not what we're doing today. Just letting you know. We have options, my friends. Okay, we're gonna add our sunshine right there, and you wanna kind of move that around and get some of these sun rays are longer and some are shorter, and you want your shorter ones to the inside. And I cut this with my super tacky tape on the back, so it's a sticker. Stick it down. We're going to put the second color on top. And this color is just a little bit darker yellow. just adds a little extra dimension, and you want to move that around because you do not want it covering up your word. So just kind of work it until you find a place that you like it. There we go. Move it up a little bit more. Now, I'm a little long on the right there, so I'm just going to take my scissors and trim him off. He's a little long. There we go. Trim him off. Stick him down. Okay. Now, we need to add our, you know, my eye came off, my dot came off my eye. I must not have got, oh, it's sticking on my finger. Let's put the eye back on, shall we? There we go. Here's a little tip for you. When you have the small stuff, just take the end of your tool and push it down. Now, I love the way the self-adhesive pearls radiate out on this card. So we are going to use our self-adhesive pearls on this card. And these come in many colors: yellow, blue, purple is beautiful, green. These are actually orange. They're called orange, but I like the way they just, they're just a bright, happy color on the sunshine card. So what I do is I take that pick tool. Is this in screen, dear? Mm-hmm. Okay. I take the pick tool to pick up my pearl, and then I use it to set it on my card. So you can get that pick tool right underneath the adhesive on our self-adhesive pearls. And when we had these produced, I asked them not to string these in a line because I wanted to be able to set them where I wanted to on a card. So I'm just taking one ray and I'm putting a dot down, and then I'm pulling that line straight out, and they're 3/4 of an inch, maybe half an inch apart. So these are on our website called self-adhesive pearls, and you can just pull them all the way out. Nice little pop of color, and go all the way around. You can choose if you want to do just one side or do all the sides. We're going to pull that down here and just fill that cloud up. So the weather bundle that we have on the website, actually, if you go to our website, creekbankcreations.com, and look at the bundle specials, you'll see we have a lot of bundle specials, and those are around 30% off or drastically reduced. And so we have several of them listed there. You can look. The bundle special for sunshine, or the weather set, is there. We will be happy to ship that to you. Orders over $50 ship for free in the United States. We do not ship out of the country. Haven't figured that out yet. I'm going to add one more over here. And we have completed our sunshine card. I so appreciate you joining me today and hanging with me while we finish this up. You can check out these products on our website and send someone you love a little bit of sunshine. Thanks so much for joining me. www.creekbankcreations.com